If you're setting up your first fish tank, stop right there. Don't fill it, don't plug anything in, just breathe. Because what you're about to do seems simple, but trust me, every beginner thinks that. And then they message me like, why is my water cloudy? Why are my fish gasping? Why does my carpet smell like fish soup? Yeah, been there. When I set up my first tank, I thought I was a genius. Clean gravel, pretty rocks, cool filter, boom, instant aquarium. 3 days later, it looked like oatmeal. 1 week later, my betta looked like he was questioning his life choices. So in this video, I'll show you exactly how to set up your first aquarium step by step, avoid beginner disasters, and build a tank that actually lasts. No fancy gear, no chemicals, no stress. Just real fish keeping that works. Number 1, placement and stability. Let's start where most people don't, the floor. Because the number 1 beginner mistake, putting the tank somewhere convenient, not somewhere safe. A gallon of water weighs 8.34 pounds. So that cute little 20-gallon tank, once filled with gravel, decor, and gear, that's over 200 pounds on your furniture. My first tank sat on a wobbly IKEA shelf, looked fine for a week. Then one night, pop, a hairline cracked down the corner. The sound of dripping water at 2 a.m. is the most terrifying alarm clock on earth. Pro tip, always use a level surface that can handle at least 1.5 times your total tank weight. Place it away from direct sunlight, unless you want an algae jungle, and far from heaters or AC vents. Fish hate temperature swings more than I hate scraping algae. Also, make sure you can reach it easily for maintenance. If you have to crawl under a desk with a bucket once a week, you'll start resenting your fish real fast. Number 2, substrate and decor prep. Now let's talk gravel, sand, and the stuff that makes your tank look alive. Big mistake alert. People buy substrate and dump it straight in. Don't do that. Unwashed gravel turns your tank into chocolate milk in minutes. Trust me, I skipped rinsing once. The tank looked like the Mississippi River, and my filter started begging for mercy. Here's what to do right. Rinse gravel or sand in a bucket until the water runs clear. No soap, ever. Soap residue equals chemical burn city for your fish. Once it's clean, pour it in gently and slope it slightly toward the back. It adds depth and helps flow. Now for the decor, rinse everything. That cute resin castle, covered in factory dust. That driftwood might leak tannins that make your water tea-colored, which isn't bad, just know it's normal. If you're using natural rocks, do a vinegar test. A few drops fizzing? That means it'll mess with your pH, skip it. And whatever you do, make sure your decor is stable. Cichlids, loaches, even goldfish will move things around. You don't want a rock slide midnight. Number 3, filter, heater, and thermometer setup. Filters aren't decorations. They're the heart of your aquarium. Mistake number 1, hiding it behind decor so the tank looks cleaner. I did that once, and half my tank was still water while the other half was a jacuzzi. Flow matters. Good circulation equals oxygen plus even heat plus clear water. Aim the outflow toward the middle of the tank. Clean the intake sponge monthly, in tank water, not tap water. Always keep the filter running. Turning it off for hours kills your bacteria colony. Now the heater. People think heaters just make the water warm. Wrong. Their real job is keeping it stable. Fish hate temperature swings. Remember, 1 degree per hour may not sound like much, but it's enough to trigger ick or stress your fish out. Pro tip, put your heater next to the filter outflow so the warm water spreads evenly. Place your thermometer on the opposite side. That's how you know the whole tank is the same temp. And if you live in a cold area, use 2 smaller heaters instead of 1 big one. If one fails, your fish don't freeze overnight. Number 4. Filling and conditioning the water. Here's where beginners panic the most, the first fill-up. Fill your tank slowly, pour the water onto a plate or plastic bag sitting on the gravel. That prevents your substrate from going airborne. Next, always treat tap water with a good dechlorinator like Dechlorinating Prime. Tap water contains chlorine and chloramine, great for humans, lethal for fish. I once said, I'll add conditioner later. Came back 5 minutes later, fish gasping at the surface like they just ran a marathon. Lesson learned, dechlorinate before the fish, not after. If your water is cloudy right after filling, relax. That's just trapped air and dust. It'll clear up in hours. Number 5, the nitrogen cycle. Alright, this is where real fish keeping begins, the cycle. Most new aquarists think the filter keeps things clean. Nope, it's the bacteria living inside it that do the heavy lifting. Here's the science, and it's simple. Fish produce waste, waste turns into ammonia, toxic, bacteria convert it into nitrite, also toxic. Another set of bacteria turn that into nitrate safe in small doses. That process is called the nitrogen cycle, and it takes time, usually 3 to 6 weeks for a new tank. If you skip this step and add fish right away, you're basically putting them into an ammonia soup. I did that, twice, and both times it ended with tears and a half-empty tank. How to cycle right? Add bottled bacteria like TetraSafe Start. Feed the bacteria small doses of fish food or pure ammonia. Test your water every few days. You'll see ammonia rise, then nitrite, then nitrate. Once ammonia and nitrite hit 0, you're cycled. And yes, cloudy water during cycling is normal. That's a bacterial bloom. Don't change water constantly or scrub filters. You'll reset the process. Number 6. Adding fish slowly. Once your tank's cycled, it's go time. But easy, cowboy. The worst thing you can do is go to the store and buy 10 fish at once. Your bacteria can't handle that sudden waste load yet. Start small, 2 to 3 hardy fish. Think zebradanios, guppies, or white cloud minnows. Wait a week, test again, then add a few more. It's not about filling the tank, it's about building a stable mini ecosystem. My first community tank went from 0 to overstocked in one afternoon. Next morning, it looked like a fog machine went off underwater. I lost 3 fish and gained a painful lesson. Slow is smooth, smooth is clear. Number 7. Maintenance and balance. Now that your tank's alive, the real work begins. Maintenance. Forget set and forget. Aquariums are like relationships. Ignore them and things get toxic fast. Weekly habits that save tanks. Change 20 to 30% of the water weekly. Clean the glass, not the biofilter. Test water for ammonia, nitrite, nitrate. Vacuum the gravel lightly. Don't strip it bare. And don't chase perfection. A little algae is fine. A little cloudiness after feeding? Normal. Your goal isn't sterile, it's stable. Biggest beginner myths? Clean everything weekly kills your beneficial bacteria. More water changes equals healthier tank? Not always true. Stability wins. Crystal clear water means it's healthy? Nope, toxins can be invisible. Number 8, quick recap. Let's wrap it up. Choose a solid, level spot. Rinse your substrate and decor. Set up your filter and heater right. Fill gently and dechlorinate. Cycle before adding fish. Add slowly, test often. Keep it stable, not spotless. That's how you go from beginner panic to fish keeping confidence. So, what's your first tank? 10-gallon community? Beta paradise? Shrimp kingdom? Tell me in the comments. I love hearing first tank stories, especially the oops moments. And if this helped you avoid a fishy disaster, hit like and subscribe. Then check out my video on clear cloudy water fast, no chemicals needed. Because once your tank's running, clarity is the next battle. Until next time, keep it balanced, keep it steady, and stay calm, fish keepers.